Hello everyone, it's Gayle. I am back from vacation. I am all rested. I'm actually not worth 2 cents because I got so relaxed I'm having a hard time getting back into the work mode. But I am back and I am here, and I'm going to try for a third time to make a flame cane. Now, I did a video back in early spring, I think it was April, on how to do a multicolored flower petal cane. And I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to use different colors, and hopefully that will turn into something that looks like a flame. If you remember, I made one flame cane that ended up looking like this. It was this one, and I made it into a bracelet, which I haven't finished yet. I need to sand it or put a finish on it or something. But I really like this bracelet. And then I made another cane that was more like a flower petal, if you see that, that has that granite pearl in there. I think that's what it's called. But this still wasn't exactly what I was looking for. It's sort of a flame, but it's not exactly what I was looking for. So I ended up, and let me see if I can bring it over here without dropping it off. I have this, which is the flower that I made out of that cane, and I put some copper perfect pearls in the center, but I haven't baked it yet. And I've got it on this little ball that I made. I got this idea from Donna Cato, just to make a little ball and embed it with cornstarch, and then you can use it to put your curved things, because I wanted this to be curved. And as this bakes, it will bend down and curve onto this little ball. But anyway, that's the flower that I ended up making out of the other cane, which I think is gorgeous. So see, there's really no mistakes in polymer clay. I was always told there are no mistakes, there's only new opportunities. So I don't think I have that flower cane anymore that I did before to show you the one that I did. I've got canes everywhere because I've been working on different things, and I'm trying to get them all together so I can do another de-stash. Let me see if it's in here. Yeah, this is it. This is the cane I made before using pinks, and I think using different colors I might be able to make this look like a flame. See how these colors come up? So I am going to attempt to do that again. And what I need to do, I need to have 2 Skinner blends. So I'm going to do one that's got white and orange, and actually that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to use yellow and orange. That's what I'm going to do. I've got a little bit more yellow. This is Primo Sunshine. I'm going to make another little piece about this big, and I'm going to do a Skinner blend with the yellow and the white, and then with the yellow and the orange. And I'm not going to make you listen to that or watch all of that. I will do my Skinner blends and then I will be back. Okay, I'm back. And here's my 2 blends. Here's the orange and the yellow. And let me turn this around. And the yellow and the white. And you might notice my white isn't real white. And that's because I have this little tray that I made out of paper that I stick under my pasta machine to catch all the little crumbles of clay that come off. And I had some yellow and orange and white in here. So I went ahead and added that to my white so that it wouldn't be quite so white. And it's still going to be fine. That's not a problem. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll these. This right now is on a number 3. I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to fold it in half again. And I'm going to roll it through at the thickest setting on my pasta machine. And you see it makes a longer blend. And I'm going to do the same thing over here because I'm going to be changing the setting on my pasta machine, so I'm going to do them both at the same time so I don't have to duplicate work. I'm a firm believer in shortcuts. I am not a patient crafter. So I'm going to roll this through at the thickest setting. And I think I'm going to roll it through on the number 3. I'm not going to make it real thin this time. You've seen me do this before where I've made it really, really thin. But I think I'm going to stop at number 3. But I'll know after I run this through. See, that's the length of it now. I think that's going to be fine. So that's what I'm going to do. There, and you notice I've got the lightest side on my left. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to roll them into a plug. And I just usually fold this end over because it's kind of ratty. Just fold it over and make sure there's no air in there. And then go from here to start rolling. And after a few rolls, I push in from the ends and roll a little bit more and push in from the ends and roll a little bit more. I'll go on to the end and push in from the ends. So now you see I've got this plug, and I'm going to just make it squatty a little bit because I'm going to be cutting it. But I've got this plug that's yellow on the inside and orange on the outside. And now this one, I'm going to try to keep this white as the center before it gets into the shaded part. But do the same thing over here. Just make sure your center doesn't have any air. And then do the same thing. I'll try to remember. It's so long between the time I do my videos and the time that they're posted or that I edit them. Sometimes I forget the things that I say I'm going to do. But if I remember, I will put a link to the pink one that I did that I made into a flower. Okay, those, let me try to get them a little more even. Okay, so now I've got these 2 blends. I'll set that one aside, and I'm going to cut this one into 4 pieces, and I'm going to mark it first because it just kind of helps, especially if they separate after you slice them. Something about my angle or something. There you go. That's better. I don't know what my problem was. Probably trying too hard. But I've cut this into 4 pieces. I'm going to do the same thing with this one, and I'm not going to mark it this time. I'm just going to cut. I think I was trying to be too precise, and in doing that, I just didn't do it well at all. Alright, so now I've got this one in 4 pieces. Now you can do it in 8 pieces if you want really, really fine things, but because of what I'm trying to do, I don't really want to do that. So anyway, I'm going to use these on the bottom. Put the white ones, I'm just going to line them up side by side. And just make sure they meet. And then I'm going to take these and I'm going to turn them so that the V fits down in there. And let me of course you have one on the end. But this is what you've got now. You've got, see it, you've got the two different canes. One's on the bottom, one's on the top. And when you're like this, we're going to do that squish again, just like I did on the others. But as you squish it, also try to pull it, because you want it to be about twice as long as you started. Because of course we're going to cut it in half. Just okay, I think that's about twice as long. And I'm going to cut it in the middle, hopefully. See what we're getting here? And I'm going to put this together. Actually, I'm going to put this together. I think that's what I'm trying to think of the inside of my flame, what I want the inside of the flame to look like. Maybe I'll go this way. But lay them together and you'll see they don't meet here, but you're going to still just press. Now you can do this as many times as you like. Sometimes rolling helps keep it flat. Because instead of turning, well, I may turn it into a teardrop, it just depends. But let's do it again. Let's pull it out twice its length. You just take some pulling and tugging. And again, I think that's about right. Alright, so I've done this twice now. And look what we're getting. I'm going to put it this way because I want the smallest end, which looks like here and here, to be on the outside. So I am going to squeeze this together. Only this time I'm not going to cut it in half. But I am going to try to make it longer. My goal is to make this a square. And as soon as I get it down small enough, I'm going to use my square pairs. I think that's probably, and this is from tinypandora.com. And just squeeze and turn it over. And squeeze. If you've never looked at tinypandora.com, you really ought to. She has got some really neat things. But I am going to start pulling on this to make it longer, which will help me make it square. And I think this is going to give me the look I was looking for. Now the only problem I have is if you wanted to put a flame within another color, how to get the other color. But anyway, let me just do a pinch or do a little slice here to show you what we've got. But this is what we've got. And I'm going to pinch this and just do it slowly. Just pinch the yellow end, because if you look at a flame, it goes from yellow, well, white to yellow to orange. And this will have some white in it and the yellow, but just keep pinching until it gets together on the end. And you may have to pull this out to match it, because when you're doing this, you can't help, when you're squeezing the clay, it's going to start reducing it, which this one wasn't being reduced, so it makes it kind of shaped funny. So all you need to do is pull that out. And then this side, we're going to round a little bit. Just round those corners. You can roll it. You can do just whatever is easiest for you to make this round on the bottom, on the top rather. And you might have to pinch a little bit on some places. And then in doing that, I took the point away from this. Now you remember, this is the bottom of your flame. How about that? Does that look like a flame? I think it does. And I think here you could probably, it depends on what you want to do with it. If you want to make it into just a single flame and maybe put it on a background, you could always take a slice and put it on the background, or you can reduce it smaller and then maybe wrap it in another color. But I think that would ruin the effect. But let me just bring it up close so you can get a good close view. But that to me does look like a flame. So I feel better now. I have succeeded in making a flame cane. So I'm sorry I don't remember who it was that asked for the flame. But this is one way of doing it. The other picture that was shown when the person requested the flame cane, the other one would look more like a static cane. And maybe I will try to do that at another time. But right now I've got some other projects I want to do. And if anybody would be interested in this cane, it's really kind of long. I would probably cut it in half because it's also still very big. It's still over an inch this way. So what I would probably do is cut this in half. Let me cut this end off so I'll be fair to whoever. I'll cut it down to usable cane. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, I'll pull this out to 6 inches and I'll make each one of these 3 inches long, which will give you plenty of slices. And I will sell each half for $5. So if anybody wants it, you can claim it on this video. Just say, I want your cane. So that's cut at 3 inches. So each one of these is 3 inches, and there's the insides of them. You can, like I said, you can reduce this down smaller. I'll leave it. I won't reduce it because it's easier to reduce it than it is to make it fat again. But I will leave them like this. It's 2 canes, 3 inches each, and they will be $5 each. And I will only take PayPal. I'm sorry, I just can't do the other payment methods right now. PayPal is one that I trust. And I would rather do the PayPal than anything else. No checks, no cash. But if you want to send me PayPal, friends and family would work great. That way there's no fees. And I say no fees. There's no fees for me. There's no fee for you if you use a PayPal balance or a credit or your bank account. But if you have to use a credit card with PayPal, there will be a fee because your credit card company charges PayPal a fee, and they pass that on to the person using it. So if you have a balance, a PayPal balance, it won't cost you anything. If you have PayPal linked to your bank account, which is what I do, I have both, I use my balance, and if I don't have a balance, then it comes out of my checking account. But that won't cost you anything. But PayPal friends and family to this email address, and the email address is always below, and it's luv2clay@gmail.com. And the first 2 people to claim these and to pay me for it they have to claim it first. Don't send me a payment before you claim it, because I'm going to be going by the comments as to who wants what, and then I'll do it that way. Also, while I'm doing this, why don't I go ahead and offer the same thing here? This is this cane, and it is about 2 1/4, but you'd probably have to cut off a little bit of this end. But I have a good 2 inches of usable cane there. That would also be $5. And this one, even though it's smaller, I used more clay in it than the others. And this would make at least, I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on my bracelet. And there's at least 9 slices here, and if you wanted to make it smaller, there would be even more. So all of these, this is Flame Cane 1, Flame Cane 2, Flame Flower, and I don't know what to call this one. It's more like a, don't know what to call this one. Just say Animal Cane, just because I think on here it looks like an animal. But even though it isn't. But each one of these will be $5, so if you want them, please, before I put them in my Etsy shop, because they will go in there if I don't sell them here. So I hope you've liked this series on the flame cane and all 3 different versions. This one I just did wrong, but even wrong, it turned out pretty cool. And I will be back again next Monday with another polymer clay video. So, well, never mind. I will tell you all my news in my Friday Frolics. So be sure to watch Friday Frolics. And if you're watching it on Monday, which, I will already have done the Friday Frolics. Today is Wednesday. By the time I get this edited and uploaded, it will probably be Thursday or Friday. So it won't be published until Monday morning. What is a week from, let's see, the 25th, is it? Whatever next Monday is, the 25th. But I will have some information in my Friday Frolics that will be this Friday, which is the 22nd, I believe. And, so if you didn't listen to Friday's, the 22nd's Friday Frolics, then be sure and go back and listen, because I'll have some other good news and things that I'm going to be sharing with everyone. So, everyone have a great week. Have fun playing with your clay, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.